Good evening. Time is 7 o'clock and we're ready for the May 3rd regular session number 2 of the Raytown Board of Aldermen. We're going to start with the opening session now, and we're going to ask Corey Thompson, the pastor of Brooking Heights Baptist Church, to lead us in the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. All we need now is Corey Thompson. You're shaking your head at me at this time, telling me there's no Corey Thompson here? Okay. With that, we're going to go straight to the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have to be flexible and willing to change and roll with the flow. There is a dear lady among us. Is there a chance I can get Roberta Bonowitz to join me at the podium, please? Oh, you weren't expecting anything, were you? She had said, no parties, please. So we just had a little celebration for this young lady. Roberta turned 100 years old last week. She taught me to play basketball. She was the point guard for our team, co-ed team here in the city of Raytown, and I hung at one end and you ran point guard. You may not remember that, but I remember it specifically. This kind lady is the foundation of Raytown. I'm going to ask a number of you to come up and speak on her behalf and what she's done and how she's impacted us, but I'm going to read you just a few of the books this lady has written about Raytown. 1975, she wrote a book, Raytown Remembers. 1979, Airway Pioneers. 1988, Brookings Cemetery. 1991, The Index. Names found in the Oregon Donation Land Claims Book 1 and 2. Been a busy lady. 1999, with nothing else to do on her hands, she wrote The Story of Early Raytown with Susan Ann Rhodes. Fragments of the Santa Fe Road through Raytown were written in 1999 also. 2001, With Good Intentions, the U.S. Census in Brooking Township. Memoirs about that subject. 2008, Bryce Tremonti Home, Old Stories and New Answers. 2009, Jackson County, Missouri, Lost Township book, Range 32 West. And last, in 2011, the William Ray Raytown Blacksmith on Santa Fe Road in 1848 through 1851 with the David Daly family. That is just a small portion of the books this lady has written and the impact she's had. I have seen her at almost every single volunteer group that we have here. Council on Aging, very active with the Raytown Historical Society. She was a teacher in the school system for 30 years. I hope you didn't have Steve Mock as one of your students. Okay. It's a very kind lady, a very dear lady, and I'm going to ask before I give the proclamation to her if any of her peer group might want to say something. And ladies, at this time, just tolerate this, will you, Roberta?
Thank you. My name is Elaine Rash Iser. I taught at Blue Ridge School with Roberta for many years, approximately 25, 26. And at the time, she was the most wonderful fourth grade teacher that anybody ever could have. I was the vocal elementary music. And you know, if you were in the fourth grade, you studied Missouri history, right? And Roberta wanted to make Missouri history live and be meaningful to the fourth graders, so she wrote a play. She even had some beauty queens, Little Miss Raytown, you know, competing. And it was just a wonderful play. And then she wrote several songs about Indians, etc. And one day she said, Elaine, I've written this song called Here in Raytown on the Santa Fe Trail. Would you set it to music? So I did. In 1970, we got a copyright. Do you remember how much that cost, Roberta? I think it was $6 or $8. But nevertheless, we did get a copyright. And, you know, the Raytown community choir sang it one year. But the greatest thing that happened with our song was the associate conductor of the Kansas City Philharmonic Orchestra came out, talked with Roberta and I about our song, and you know what? He scored that, and they played it at Raytown South High School, and didn't they make that sound kind of like Freddie Groffet? They did. So that was one of the highest honors that we had. So you see, Raytown has profited so much by having this wonderful lady, and I consider her one of the best friends in the whole wide world. Congratulations.
Roberta, you don't know who's going to say what. I know. She rolls with the punches. She's known for that. We had, and of course, it was with Blue Ridge School for years and years where she was. Did you build that school? Do you remember? In 48. She knows the exact year. Anyway, the other night at DAR, we went all through the ritual, and she was sitting there. She already had told Nancy, her daughter, now, I don't want a party, so don't have any kind of a party for me. Why wouldn't you have a party for somebody when they're 100 years old? You have to have something. So at the end of the agenda, I had just written historic moment. And so we got to that point. So by historic moment, what's that? I said, it's right here. Here's our historic moment. And you've been our historic moment for many years, Roberta, and we're just always...
I've known Roberta since Roberta was my first grade teacher, and now she's a good friend. I worked in 3 different organizations, and she belongs to so many more than I do, that I have really good friends. I'm proud that she's my friend.
Anyone else?
Speaking for the Raytown Historical Society, Roberta, it's probably to your great relief I wasn't one of your students, but while Roberta may not have been one of the founders of Raytown, she was one of the founders of the Raytown Historical Society, and it's grown over the years. Her efforts were indispensable in starting the Raytown Historical Society, and if you haven't been there, you should see what it is. We should all be very proud of it, and it's mostly due to the efforts of Roberta. Thank you, Roberta.
May Leslie, and Roberta had my son David in the first grade at Blue Ridge School. And then we were charter members of the Raytown Historical Society, and she was always at the front, always trying to document history, getting the old folks like Mr. Smith and the old family ones to document on tape their remembrances of history of Raytown. So it really goes back a long ways. And she's done a work in all these history books. And so I've always enjoyed her to be a very pleasant person, a hardworking person, and faithful in everything she did.
Got one more. You're almost there.
I'm Vi Gwen. I don't have a speech prepared, but I met Bonowitz in the 1960s. Those days we were stay-at-home mothers. Our social life was PTA, mother parties, and that sort of thing. I have served on the County Board of Florida. Not all of us love history. I wrote her a birthday card telling her how she had inspired me. She said, "How could that possibly be?" I said, "Well, I had a horrible history teacher in high school. Up history of life. We are so blessed to have her in our community."
Okay, Roberta, now it's back to the easy stuff. Whereas Roberta Bonowitz is an important treasure to this community, and she celebrated her 100th birthday on Tuesday, April 26, 2011. Whereas Ms. Bonowitz has lived a modest, simple, and honest life that has fostered values of trust and loyalty, and has shared those values with her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, along with thousands of Raytown residents that she has come in contact with throughout her many years. Whereas Ms. Bonowitz has experienced the history of our city, our nation, and our world firsthand, and has helped the counties and helps continue that. Countless people to understand our nation's struggles and in history she has helped. Whereas through her legacy works of Raytown Remembers in 1975, A Story of Raytown and Fragments of the Santa Fe Trail, U.S. Census Brooking Township, Ms. Bonowitz has penned Raytown's history to all or to ever remember. I, therefore, Mayor David Bauer, Mayor of the great city of Raytown, hereby recognize Roberta Bonowitz, who has been Raytown's unofficial scribe and historian for many years, and call upon all of our citizens in joining me in paying tribute to this fine lady, Ms. Bonowitz, for her dedication to our community. Roberta, thank you so much. Now you have a chance to get back at everybody that's just talked about you, if you want. If you want to, it's up to you. Somebody's telling you what to do today.
Better not. Thank all of you that have been helping me to have my birthday. I really think you're having a lot of fun doing it, and I didn't expect all of this. But now you can see why I am so short. I've just been worn down with all of this work I've been doing. So thank you, and please keep Raytown in our national history, because it is a famous town. Thank you, all of you.
And now can I get Alice Stoll to come back up, please? Relax, it's not your birthday, that I know of. But it is a proclamation that I'd like for you to take on behalf of the Council on Aging. The City of Raytown is a community that is enhanced with 5,865 residents aged 65 and older, whereas the older adults in the City of Raytown are among our most treasured resources. United by historical experiences, strengthened by diversity, and interpreting events through varied perspectives and backgrounds to bring wisdom and insight to our community. Whereas increasing numbers of adults are reaching retirement age and remaining strong and active for longer than ever before. And whereas the older adults in the City of Raytown deserve recognition for their contributions they have made, do make, and will continue to make to the culture, economy, and character of our community and our nation. Our community can provide that recognition and respect by improving quality of life for older Americans, by increasing their opportunities to remain active and engaged in community life, providing individualized services and support systems to maintain their dignity, their independence, and self-determination as they age, and combating attitudes by honoring their past, present, and future contributions. I, David Bauer, the Mayor of Raytown, hereby proclaim Older Americans Month, May of 2011, in the City of Raytown, and urge every citizen to take time this month to honor our older adults and the professionals, family members, and volunteers who care for them. Our recognition and involvement of older Americans enrich our entire community through this quality of life. Alice, thank you for all that you do for this community. Sure.
Thank you very much for the honor. On behalf of our Council on Aging, could we have some of our people who are here to stand on our board, Council on Aging people, Charlotte, Patty. We have several of their, for some reason, talking about older people, they do get preoccupied with other things, so we appreciate that. Yes, May is called Older Adults Month, but we prefer to think every month is an Old Adults Month because we are busy, busy people, but we'll make a special effort to make this one the best yet. Specifically, we are going to have our annual Senior Expo here in the chamber this Friday from 9 to 12, and it will be a wonderful opportunity. There'll be vendors, prizes, let's say all kinds of things. It gives us an opportunity to meet with our older people. And then to conclude this month, Older Adults Month, as he said, we're going to have our annual Walk for the Health of It at Carnegie Park, and that will be start at 9, probably 9 to 10:30. Gives you an opportunity to exercise, to have some food, and to visit with people. And our polished brass is going to play some golden oldies so you can smile and have memories with them too. And you know, we think we want you to don your walking shoes and come out. You don't have to exercise and just sit and enjoy talking with people if you like. We think the Council on Aging opens the door to many opportunities for us and challenges every day. And we like to think of these favorite words about open a new window, open a new door, travel a new highway you've never been down before, dance to a new rhythm, sing a new song. And with our COA legacy, we know we can't go wrong. Thank you, David.
Now if I could get Eric Rogers to join me. Eric is with the Bike Walk AC Steering Committee. He is attending to receive the application and to make a few comments. Eric, thank you for coming up. City of Raytown, Missouri, recognizing the use of bicycles as a viable and environmentally sound mode of transportation, endeavors to promote safe and responsible bicycling and is committed to incorporating the development of bicycle facilities in our vision for revitalizing downtown Raytown and supporting viable neighborhoods. Creating bicycle-friendly communities has shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, quality of life, boost community spirit, improve traffic safety, and reduce pollution and congestion. Whereas the City of Raytown, in partnership with the Mid-America Regional Council, received a grant from the Healthcare Foundation of the Greater Kansas City to support the introduction, adoption, and implementation of the Complete Streets Policy Program, such as the bicycle and pedestrian design features implemented along Blue Ridge Boulevard in our own central business district as well. Whereas we joined the Missouri Bicycle and Pedestrian Federation, the Kansas City Share the Road Safety Task Force, St. Louis Regional Bicycle Federation, and Get About Columbia program, and various other organizations across the state in promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce accidents, injuries, and fatalities for all. I, David Bauer, the Mayor of City of Raytown, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2011 as Bike Month and call upon all residents to join me in recognizing the importance of bicycle safety and awareness of bicycles. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Aldermen, members of the public. I'm here tonight on behalf of Brent Hugh, the Executive Director of the Missouri Bicycle and Pedestrian Federation, who is also a resident here in Raytown, but unfortunately cannot be here tonight. I just wanted to invite everybody to take part in many of the activities we have going on during Bike Month across the metro area. We have several opportunities for residents to experience some active living, chances to get out and enjoy the good outdoors, improve their health, improve their safety, and hopefully save a few bucks with gas prices the way they are. So we hope everybody will have a chance to take part. And thank you very much for this support. Thank you.
Next proclamation is one that goes out to our local government as part of the State of Missouri's Local Government Week. We saw a great turnout this past week. Almost every single one of, not every one of our public works employees, our senior staff, our administrative staff throughout City Hall for helping with us on the annual cleanup day that we had this past Saturday. It was a huge success. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we talk about a lot of things being accomplished here in the city of Raytown in the last 4 years, and I know the board has certainly been a part of that, but I think we all agree that we could not do this were it not for the actual workers here at City Hall that pull this off for us. And this is an opportunity for us to thank all of the employees, all of the public works people, everybody throughout City Hall and our administration for all that they do. Whereas local government is the backbone of our democracy and the bedrock of our political system and the testimony to liberty, freedom, and the right to elected self-government. Whereas the citizens of Raytown, Missouri rely upon local governments as well to deliver essential community services such as clean water, police, and fire protection. And whereas the continued success of our local governments in meeting the needs of our citizens is a key element in maintaining the overall quality of life in Missouri. Whereas the rich tapestry of local governments in Missouri is represented by thousands of hardworking citizen officials, many of whom serve without compensation. And whereas through education and awareness, the importance of local governments can be communicated to citizens, state legislators, and the news media. And whereas recognition of local government's accomplishments will give Raytown residents a better understanding of how essential local services are provided. And whereas established an annual local government week should focus attention on the need for the strong, independent, and active local government in this state, and recognize the valuable contributions made by the residents serving their communities in public office. I, David Bauer, Mayor of the City of Raytown, do hereby proclaim the week of May 2nd, 2011 as Local Government Week, and I ask all citizens to join me in thanking the public works people and the people that keep this city going. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Alderman Nelson. Alderman Nelson.
Here.
Alderman Van Buskirk.
Here.
Alderman Pardue. Alderman Lightfoot.
Here.
Alderman Kramer.
Excused.
Alderman White. Here. Alderman Ertz.
Here.
Alderman Hamilton.
Here.
Alderman Mock.
Here.
Alderman Azier.
Here.
We have a quorum. This time I'm going to ask if anyone in the audience would like to address the board regarding public comments, those items that the elected officials here can respond to. Once, twice, moving on. I talked a little bit about the Community Cleanup Day. I will tell you that I think that almost every board member was there. Again, we had, I believe, every single person in Public Works. We had every piece of equipment working. We had huge numbers of volunteers up here. We pushed a lot of people and a lot of material, shall we say, through a lot of dumpsters, the material, not the people, a lot of material through dumpsters that we got out of this city. In 2010, in comparison, in 2010 we had 580 cars come through the cleanup site. This past Saturday we had 1,000 cars, a 72% increase. In 2010 we had 38 dumpsters, huge dumpsters. This year we went through 60 dumpsters, a 58% increase, 60 dumpsters. 97 tires we collected. This may not sound like much in 2010, but we hauled off, I believe, over 5 dump trucks full of tires, well over 575 tires, a 600% increase. We also collected 90 batteries. Now, I will tell you that certainly we had our interesting moments, and unfortunately the lines were long. One of the good things about this, though, is it was free, and we provided a lot of people a chance to get rid of trash that they may not have already gotten rid of. if this had not been available. And I commend the board for having it as a free event, and I think that certainly added to the numbers that we had. I appreciate the patience of all the citizens that did have to wait. I hope, though, that they value the service that was offered to them. I talked to many of them, and they were, frankly, they were okay with it. I was very happy with that. But again, I thank the board for the action they took in making it a free effort. I hope that we continue to do that in the future, and hopefully even improve upon this as much as we can. But it was a great event. Sorry for the long lines, but we pushed everybody we could and every vehicle up there as fast as we could. We did the best we could. But thank you to the board. Thank you to all the citizens that helped, and thanks to the staff for helping out on a Saturday. I also want to just make one more thing. I had the opportunity to walk last night at the Henry Clay Krister Park, and that was the first time I had a chance to walk at that park, and we are blessed to have the number of parks that we have in this city. That was a phenomenal walking track, walking surface, and it was fun just to walk in peace and quiet and watch the kids play in the grass, and it was a relaxing event. My wife and I appreciate all that the parks do for us, and I would encourage all of the citizens to make use of our parks and get out and walk for their own health. Mahesh, the floor is yours, sir.
Good evening, Mayor Bauer, Board of Aldermen. To continue on the cleanup day, I would urge, we were still in need of volunteers, and I think if one of you who took advantage of this event, and if you'd like to sign up for helping the city next year, we'll be happy to take your name and number and contact you next year. Also, there has been a lot of advertisement going on the radios and TV regarding Get Motivated Business Seminar that is going to be held on Tuesday, May 31st from 8 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. at a Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri. It's a very economical for the entire organization. They are charging only $9.95. The notable speakers, as mentioned in the brochure, include General Colin Powell, Steve Forbes, Joe Montana, Laura Bush, Bill Cosby, Robert Schuller, Rudy Giuliani, and a number of others. So from the governing body perspective, we have staff members who are going to take participation in this event. If you are interested, I will send this brochure or make a copy and put it in your mail pickup area. And if you're interested, I would suggest you contact city clerk and let her know that you would be attending, and I'll get a pass for your attendance. Tom Cole is going to provide economic development quarterly report. Therefore, I'll just conclude my report and yield my time to him shortly. So that's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Before we do that, I'm going to go through committee reports. I'm going to start with Ms. Melson, representing Finance.
Finance Committee will meet this month. The date is pending, and the information will be sent out soon.
Mr. Azier on legislative?
None.
Ms. White, municipal?
Municipal will meet next Tuesday, the 10th, at 7 o'clock.
Mr. Lightfoot, anything to add on legislative?
Just that the State General Assembly's on its final stretch. They've got 1 week left and to have the budget done, and looks like they will.
Mr. Mock?
Yeah, just a reminder, it was already mentioned, just in case, Mr. Mayor, if you've already forgot, May 6th, Senior Expo, 9 to 12 o'clock on Friday. Thanks.
We will be, I want to let the board know that I'm going to be trying to get the revised committees out, get those changes made before our next meeting. I want to try to get them out to each of you beforehand to make sure that the draft of that is at least something that we reviewed together. I don't think that you'll have any issues with the appointments. I think they'll make good business sense when you look at them. And again, I'll have those to you between now and the next meeting so that we can make them official.